Well, unfortunately, Sammy had to go get some rest. But that is okay. It is something that that everyone needs. As a famous lizard once told me, that sometimes we all need our own little piece of what the heck. Get the spring.
That's completely abridged. I was under the impression that what he said was banana.
Anyway, yeah, with that all said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Sam dodged a bullet because we're literally at the point now where we're going to get to our least favorite part of the story.
Right, that's what I was trying to say at first, was the fact that Sam realized where we're at and she just went banana.
It just flew. Also, I love. Speaking of funny sounds, I love the sounds that Roger makes whenever he starts sliding.
Yeah, where it's you'd swear those sound less like actual grunts in a video game, more like bloopers.
Yeah. Like someone tickled him randomly in the booth. Okay, let's go talk to our inconsistently angsty friend as he goes through puberty.
I mean, isn't that just how it is in general? Puberty is full of inconsistencies. Like the tone of your voice.
Ain't that just the way? Look at his do roll.
Ugh, I need an aspirin.
Sonic, am I a burden to you?
Wow, and how did you come to this well-thought-out concern?
Whenever there's a crisis, I'm either running away or standing on the sidelines. You're always rescuing me when all I do is follow you around.
Hey, who was it who stopped Eggman from blowing up Station Square?
Hey, look!
Right?
And who broke me out of prison, or saved me from the Deadly Six's trap?
You reprogrammed the thing with a toothpick.
You were half robot for a little while, big guy. I mean,
And you still
damn.
pull it off. And yes, calling attention to the fact that you're wildly inconsistent, that's not your fault. That's bad writers' fault.
I mean, it's one of those things where either you acknowledge it or you don't. And I'll at least give the writers credit for, acknowledging, Tails had his faults, even if they weren't necessary in the first place, and, trying to build yourself better.
Tails has had... Just the fact that, Tails has had his triumphs. Tails can be as heroic and courageous as Sonic, and what is it now, Mr. Rockman?
I mean, hey, speaking of sidekicks who deserve their time in the limelight,
I'm sure we can fix that. I'll have a look at
unfortunately, we come across probably one of the worst minigames in the entire game, at least personally speaking.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the bridge is out. And how are we gonna get the bridge out?
I feel like we... Actually, that does remind me. I don't think we ever brought this up yet. This is something I find very fucking stupid as far as this game's design is concerned. The bridge is up here, right? Now, while you're traveling through Chaos Island normally, the bridge will always be up. There's an island on the other side. By technicality, you should be able to reach that island even if even the bridge is up. But they put an invisible wall there to prevent you from doing so, and they don't really give a justifiable reason for it either. They it's just there. And it's that's kind of shit design when you, honestly.
This minigame is just fucking
because otherwise it'd be the...
It's totally
It
pointless.
It did not...
fluff.
It was not need to be needed.
Not to mention, it doesn't help either that the time limit for this is surprisingly strict.
Let me just say that...
It's not time limit, it's just... it's both the time limit and also some of the obstacles feel a little cheap.
Let me just say that right now, if your finger is not currently on the, dive bomb button at all times, you're not going to make this.
Yeah, it's that strict.
Oh, come on.
And stuff like that can happen.
Yeah,
Wow.
you get chained to high hell.
Well, I
I
guess
have
while
never
you're
fucking seen that.
working
What
on
the
this,
fuck?
Yep.
man.
Try
while you're
again.
working, I guess while you're working on this bit, I do have an inquiry. We were talking about this cutscene, the cutscene with Tails earlier. I personally feel like it's still, for the most part, fine. Because it is the one part of the cutscene that I know people have the most umbrage with. Would you have been fine with this cutscene if the only thing that was changed was if Tails said something aside from "then I'm just inconsistent." Like, if everything else about the cutscene was the same except for that one line, do you think people would have like better received it?
Honestly, it's hard to say, really. I just think the big problem here is that, it's one of those things where most people are just going to write it off because they're acknowledging bad writing from the previous games. When it could have just been better to completely ignore it and just move on. Because, I don't know. It's, again, I think there's more... I think they deserve a little more credit for, acknowledging, for not just sweeping the what am I trying to say? For trying not to sweep the plot of Sonic Forces under the rug, and just,
as much as fans
on.
insist they should.
It's just, it's one of those things where, shit happened, just move along with it anyway. So, I mean, on that front, I think it's fine. But it's, there are people out there that will just argue this could have just been, they should have just ignored it completely and just moved on with their lives.
I think it's just, for me, it's the frustrating aspect of...
It didn't need to come to this.
Well, for me, it's there's almost a humorous aspect of, Tails himself sounds just as frustrated as James and I about how Tails was portrayed between the Sonic Adventure trilogy to Lost World to Forces to this.
Well,
Especially because honestly... Go ahead.
I was about to say, well, Lost World, I would argue, is an instance of, I don't think he was, sure, he was a little bit pissed. Oh, yes. I was about to say, Lost World, I think it's kind of a different case where it's sure, he was still a little bit pissy at Sonic for, very weird reasons, but I wouldn't say he's, the same type of bad as he was in, Forces. He was still, fairly proactive in Lost World.
And I'll still say a lot to the credit of that plot point in Lost World. My big problem with that isn't even so much how it happened, it's more so... They already had everything they need to set it up, but they put it in the wrong order. So it just kind of made it seem very awkward.
It did. Oh, look, there we go. Since he managed to make it to...
He fulfilled his purpose.
He managed to make it to the cannons in time to restore it, and...
Forget that.
Yeah.
I won't.
That's good. But it's especially because backing up, the whole, I'm either a burden to you or I'm wildly inconsistent. The funny thing is that if I'm correct, the whole wildly inconsistent thing, I'm pretty sure that was I'm pretty sure this quote-unquote wildly inconsistent thing was a recent thing and really only happened in one game, which was Forces, which is why people called so much attention to Forces.
Well,
I don't know why this game's monologue made it oh, damn it. I don't know why this game's monologue made it sound like this was he's always been like this when no.
Well,
Colors he wasn't like this. Go ahead.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the fact that, yes, Forces is the most egregious part of it, but he's not entirely wrong in the sense of, throughout all these adventures, he usually lets Sonic do a lot of the heavy lifting while he is on the side. Granted, how intense it is kind of varies between game to game, but I don't think he's entirely wrong to say that, oh, he usually is just the one that's, letting Sonic do all the work.
Yeah, especially, post-adventure where, it was, like you said, inconsistent.
Yeah.
There were times where you get to play Tails every once in a while, and you actually get to do stuff that actually helps the plot. Other times he really is just there being a cheerleader.
But it's because he can't do everything. No one can do it. Nobody
well,
do
I mean, naturally, but
everything.
Naturally, but it's also a matter of fact of after Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, there's kind of a reason why the likes of Tails and Knuckles kind of just their overall purpose, either their purpose or just their prominence, just kind of stagnated so hard.
And honestly, that is, the one thing I'll give this cutscene. I actually did kind of appreciate, Sonic's response in a sense of, listen, it's not inherently bad to have, someone help you out and whatnot. You can't do everything on your own. Even I can't do everything on my own.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% Sonic. Something. God damn it, Fortress, leave us alone.
I'm just trying to do a cyberspace level. Leave me alone.
But yeah, no, it's I'd say that's still, that whole scene we had earlier, that's perfectly in character for Sonic to just, give him some shred of hope.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, clearance.
How do you feel about it all, Doug?
About the Tails thing?
Yeah.
At first, I was iffy with the whole thing in my first playthrough, but after thinking about it for the past couple of months and now a year, obviously by the time of this, I've grown a little bit more lighter on the subject, but at the same time, I think it could have been written better in a way where it just isn't that pissy with Tails. Because Tails has been inconsistent sometimes for the past few years, from what I'm noticing.
Yeah. So I think we already brought this up before at some point, but I guess I could ask again: if you were to change anything differently, like how would you have handled it?
The inconsistent line, I think that should have been changed morally, and honestly, just bring it up right as he got out of the cage. Other than just showing us that cutscene and then bam, that's it.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
But that's just my take, of course. Nobody has to agree.
Maybe rearrange the cutscenes where, like, at first you have his whole shreds of doubt, but then they come across, or honestly, it's hard to say because I think what ultimately instigates his whole sense of doubt primarily started once Sage planted the seeds.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was right when they were already helping out that one apprentice Coco.
Coco thingy, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of game, I would very much like to enter this level.
You'll have to wait.
Fortress, can you...
Anytime.
Yeah, just move a little further to the left, please.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, if they rearranged the cutscenes, I think it would have been a little bit better.
Rearrange the cutscenes and maybe also rearrange when certain things happen. Like maybe not even have the Apprentice Coco thing happen right away.
That too.
I don't know.
The hell
Or heck, maybe it's... I don't know. I feel like there is something there, but yeah, maybe some...
Oh my god!
Wow.
Kill it.
Where even were you? Okay, fine.
Just fuck him up.
All right, I've been needing that. Ow.
Don't
Fuck his shit up and
let him
don't-
fuck you up.
Fuck his shit up, not your shit up.
You know what? Maybe this is like a... You know what? God damn it. I'm trying to make a relevant joke. It's like if I'm fumbling with my words.
You're okay.
It's all good. It's
Don't
all
worry.
good. It's a
Hey,
start
welcome to the
day.
club.
Yep.
Whoa.
I mean, heck, I fumble my words all the goddamn time.
What I'm trying to say is that, like, I feel like this is the second drone that we've seen that refuses to take a hint.
Nope.
Well, it doesn't help he's freaking massive.
And
You
even
think
though
you
I'm
can get away with
definitely
it just
boosting as
because
fast
you're
as
bigger than us?
Well, the problem is that even though I'm definitely boosting as fast as I can, it's not like this thing. What makes this boss annoying is it has the Sonic 4 / Superstars problem, where you're basically you're still like locked to a scripted thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to go a certain amount before the boss will finally give you the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I don't think it'd be as bad as this is like if you only this is my big problem with the bosses in general in Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Is that they make
Wait, are we
like
above land? Okay, good we are.
it's not the problem is that they're not a one and done thing when they're clearly made to be that way. Like sure you can refight them, but it's also like they already take so long to fight in the first place. It's like why make us go through that again? Like, especially if they're in the way of something.
Oh my god. Shut up, man.
Again.
Take two.
Thank you.
I can't say I immediately recognize this design.
This reminds me of either Planet Wisp from Generations or...
It could be that, or it could also be the classic Sonic version of Chemical Plant in Generations.
It could be.
That's
Well,
true.
do the cyberspace levels take any like levels from the classic levels?
Yeah.
The classic levels out, or like do the Genesis games outright? I don't think so. No.
Well, I more so meant like
Okay. I forgot about that.
I worded myself wrong. What I meant like the classic levels from Generations.
Oh yeah, they do.
No, wait a
Oh,
wait
yeah.
a minute. I
think-
think. No, wait a minute. I think this is a portion from the modern stage of it. Because I'm recognizing the top section.
Okay. This song's also a bop.
I like it. It's not bad.
And...
Still got more, Buster.
I think tells me we're not going to get out of here with very many keys.
Most likely not. Uh-oh.
Well,
And I remember having to do this one like multiple times just to get it right.
Yeah, same.
Come on. Die.
Ouch.
why you gotta be so
This
mean?
is one of those odd ones where it's a lot longer than you'd think it should be.
It
Oh,
does
there's
kind of
nothing.
feel like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did I at least get the ring count one?
You should get the ring.
Yeah, okay, we did.
Just,
actually-
exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh, you just
oh, wow,
barely
right.
missed the time.
Nah, I'm okay. I didn't really care for that stage all that much.
Okay.
Some of them were more fun than others.
True.
They're all fun, but some are more fun than others. Anyway,
Logan, are you insinuating that the cyberspace levels are actually fun?
Some of them can
some
be.
of them can be. Like
Fair.
generally, I generally do think that Jinx. I generally do think that some of them are. Yeah, fast travel. There we go.
Yeah, like,
I
because that's
do
the thing. Like,
think some of them, the level design of the classics are fun for a reason.
Yeah,
Right,
but,
I haven't fought you in a while.
No, you have
I
not.
should know it.
like the only
Have
thing
we
that's
fought
really
them?
holding the cyberspace levels back for me are just like the fixed controls that they have in it. Otherwise, I'd argue they're perfectly fine.
You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I don't think about it. I feel like we haven't actually fought that kind of no, I don't think we even fought Shinobi yet.
No, we have
That's
not.
the first time we beat one.
Not even on the first. Well, not here, but did we even fight the ninja? No, we had to
fought
fight
the
the
ninja.
ninja. That's
Yeah, we got the
that's
ninja.
the first boss.
We haven't fought the Shinobi variant though.
Yeah, get ready for the Master Sensei later. But as you see, they all pretty much fight the same way. Like those ones, I don't mind those. Like they're just straight up just war of attrition. Like do you know your stuff with combat? Go for it.
Yeah.
All two things you really need to know about the combat.
Okay, is this a real one or is this a fake one?
Fake.
I
Oh.
say fake.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a spring.
Why must you
Let's talk to
disappoint?
you. All right, what you got to tell me now, Tails?
Hey, bro. Feeling better?
Yeah, this whole experience gave me a kind of clarity. When this is all over, I think I need to go it alone for a while.
Oh.
I can't grow into my full potential if I always fall back on you. If that's okay.
You're free to go your own way. I guess you just grew up on me a little faster than I expected.
Oh.
Are you saying I outpaced you?
Yeah, don't push it.
Cute.
It's gonna take some getting used to, but here's to you reaching new heights, partner.
It's the thought that counts.
Wait a minute.
Yay.
Such a beautiful friendship. A family.
And thus Sage finally experiences that thing called the feels.
I wish I'd never seen this. It was so much easier accepting the future when they were simply enemies.
Oh. So she does have some good in her.
Yep.
Or at least want to
And
have
then
something
there's a scene which I understand the intent, and I think it's I appreciate the intent, the attempt, but God, they could have used anything other than these cutscenes, which really show no real chemistry between her and Eggman.
No, it really just kind of shows Eggman just more so being, not abusive, but certainly again, kind of more impersonal and at times demanding.
Yeah, again, pretty much treating Sage not too dissimilar to Orbot and Cubot, just being just another of his factions.
Although
I'd
I would
say,
love.
I'd say he acts a little bit more dignant towards her than Orban Cuba. I'd say maybe around the level of Metal Sonic.
I feel like
Oh.
so that's definitely a case where they should have made new material as opposed to just
Oh.
be using those stock clips.
Although to take away from this scene, not to devalue it, but to take away from the scene, I would love a version of this that's Cubot reflecting and reminiscing on the times he spent with Eggman, and it's Cubot
God.
singing that tune that we just heard.
Oh my god.
I
What if it is?
remember memories.
What if it is and we just don't know it?
I don't think I don't think my ears can handle it.
I would love it. Maybe he has the best. Maybe he's the best voice ever, and we just never knew.
We got a different voice chip for him. Don't worry.
It's part of his microchip.
All right, time to collect more vault keys, Logan.
All right. To do vault keys, we need to find ourselves some more, either fishing or we got to find some more cyberspace levels.
Either or.
And I've done a good amount of fishing already.
Yeah, I mean, you got more than enough fish tokens to buy some more vault keys. You can find them again.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that for later. No. Okay, if I were a cyberspace level, where would I be?
Somewhere.
Very somewhere remote and out of the way.
That's
Here,
true. However, I do
cyberspace.
want.
Here, boy.
However, I need a drink.
Ah, some good old Chaos Cola.
Yeah,
That's
right.
better.
Keep scrolling.
I genuinely did pull off a drink. I can do that. There we go. Heart piece obtained. Even though I don't, or attack piece obtained. Even though I don't need it.
Man.
Any levels here?
You ever, man, imagine if Zelda like there's a Zelda game where heart pieces look like that, all thorny and shit.
A sequel to Twilight Princess would probably pull it off.
Maybe.
Yeah. Whatever
Oh,
kind of
they
Zelda
don't-
game we get after Tears of the Kingdom would.
Do you now? Not to like take away. I mean, of course I'm taking away from this. Just looking at this whole trend, like again, I would not be against if we ever decided to just go back to basics. Like it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to focus on. I'm not making that.
Yeah, you're not making that.
Oh.
I would not mind again just going back to basics and doing a more traditional Zelda game. I would be 100% okay if every Zelda game for the rest of the time did not just look at if they didn't just look at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and say, okay, we can only do this.
Well, I would say there definitely needs to be, at the very least, there needs to be like a break where, yeah, we go back to more traditional Zelda. Maybe try to dabble in like some spin-off stuff, since it feels like it's been a while since we've had like a tried and true Zelda spin-off. Then maybe in like 5 or 10 years, if there's still interest, we might have another Breath of the Wild type game. But again, just kind of space it out.
Now, I need to ask this question right now, because I feel like, there needs to be a little bit of clarity on this. When you say traditional Zelda...
Yeah, no,
I
like...
do not, I do not mean... Skyward Sword, I will always believe Skyward Sword was going way too far in the opposite direction. To me, I think some of my favorite balances of them has been, I mean, of course, no dip. Things like Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time or
Wind Waker?
or Majora's Mask or Wind Waker. I enjoy those. Wind Waker, I wish had a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I ran out of my jumps.
Wow.
Flee!
Flee, boy, flee!
Fly, you fool!
Sorry, Sonic, but you can't fly.
Fly, you fools. Just falls down the cliff.
Just, I'll admit, as far as like if they were what they're going to do with Zelda next, they've already made it no secret that they're likely going to stick with the Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom formula. Though that being said, if they were to do another game in that format, I honestly think they should just do maybe two or three things at the absolute most. Definitely don't be afraid to condense it, because we don't need a game that's as big, if not bigger, than Tears of the Kingdom. Because god damn, that was too much even for my heart.
Too much game.
Definitely get rid of the whole like. If not get rid of, then to simplify, then definitely condense the durability system for weapons. Mm-hmm. Like, definitely always keep a weapon that's at least always on your hands and, useful for every occasion. But, definitely also have weapons that are much stronger, but also are brittle as shit.
Right.
Like a simple compromise. Think like how Origami King handled its whole weapon system. But anyway,
oh boy, now you triggered the
Paper
Super Mario fans.
Well, fuck off. I think the way that game... ring system aside, I thought that whole thing was fine, because that was honestly the thing that really fucked up Color Splash and Sticker Star, but I digress. The third thing I would... But then the third thing I would do after that is, naturally... definitely, make more traditional dungeons, and not just have them be, like, do the whole, like... open five locks nonsense. Like, you know what?
Right.
You know what I would do? I would just make a much bigger Link Between Worlds.
Yeah,
Like,
you
literally
know
just do
what?
that. That's all you need to do.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Also bring back the. I know they are technically in the Breath of the Wild game through the use of like the ruins that Link uses, but maybe bring back like items that you can use. Stuff like the boomerang and going back to like Link Between Worlds stuff like the sand wand and so on and so forth. Like those kind of items.
I'd also, I mean, at the same time, to keep the openness, I would say, keep a shop where like you can pretty much rent all of those items from the get-go, and yet for the dungeons, you'd still get beneficial stuff from them, like an extension to maybe like whatever energy that requires those weapons, or even like a mail upgrade or anything like that. Really, like again, I know not a lot of people talk about the game anymore, and I think it's kind of a shame because I honestly think A Link Between Worlds is literally P Zelda in my opinion. And it's kind of a shame that it's kind of come to a point now where I don't think we've had a game that's quite topped that yet.
Well, a lot of it just has to do with the fact that either they haven't tried, or just the fact that, like, not for nothing, not a lot of Zelda fans don't look as fondly to, like, top-down Zelda as they do, like, the 3D Zeldas.
Right, like Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and all that is, yeah. And I mean, don't misunderstand me. Like, obviously, A Link Between Worlds, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are definitely much bigger and definitely grander games in their own right. They got certain things done that, definitely pale the dwarves,
I really thought
anything
I had
else
cheers.
beforehand. But it's also a matter of fact that I just want a clean, concise, and relatively, engaging Zelda game again that doesn't take 80 plus hours to finish, or let alone complete.
Yeah.
Also, going back to a point I mentioned earlier that I really would like to see them do more of, a lot of it might have to do with the fact that I was like rewatching like a couple of Antu videos, and he had a video not long ago touching upon something like this. Maybe, what am I trying to say? Branch out on the idea of having like Zelda spin-offs. Like maybe not to the extent of like the Tingo Rosie Rupee Rupas that they made, but just like some kind of like alternate experience that's still within the Zelda universe, but it's not like an actual Zelda experience, if that makes sense.
That'd be nice.
So I guess on that end, what did you think of Link's crossbow training?
It's a crossbow trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to it. It's just a Zelda-branded rail shooter. You take what you get or leave it.
Okay.
I do remember. Well, actually, you go first.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna listen to it yet. It ain't that time yet.
Okay.
I will say though, I think this game came up with some supersonic songs that can rival that old era. I mean, nothing will ever be able to change Butt Rock, but I think for the new era, they came up with some nice ideas. Don't worry, I got this. Oh crap, the slope's not steep enough.
This just in. He doesn't got this.
I got this. Don't worry.
He's got something.
Kirsten, it's too sleep. Come on. Sidle step.
You know what this is reminding me of, going back to Breath of the Wild for a bit? It reminds me of like one time where I actually was able to make a horse climb up a mountain by utilizing Z targeting.
That's a classic. God damn it.
Dare I ask how many hours that took?
Yes. Well, to be fair, like a lot of it was like mostly out of necessity because I was trying to keep the thing from like falling into the river.
Oh.
That's fair.
I feel so bad because to this day, probably one of the funniest things that ever happened to me was I accidentally killed my horse, but it ragdolled on the way down of a massive cliff and like tilted and like tumbled. It just kind of looked funny happening in the distance.
It's like, rest in peace, but devil damn it, you're hilarious.
Where the hell are these portals?
Listen, this is the only way we can actually excuse this kind of behavior now, because there were lawsuits and everything that happened over this in real life.
Oh.
There were?
Yeah, I mean, why do you think movies nowadays have to be a little more careful with how they treat their animals?
Of course.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so
you can't go dropping a horse off a cliff. Are you nuts?
No, my. No, that's where I draw the line. Okay, where the hell are these cyberspace portals? Like, I know there has to be at least 7 because I went into, level 3-7 a while ago.
Well, I mean, hey, you know what, Logan? It's times like these, you gotta look up to that little marker up there and follow all the neat little icons that are on it. Like every modern day. Look at that. Just like I said.
You know what? I probably do need to. Tails, what do you have to say about my ignorance and not paying attention to my min-map?
I analyzed the
To be
cyber-
fair,
do I like
most
mint
people
candies
probably.
again?
accessing it. While you were online, it opened up a flood of data. It was way too much.
Tails, why isn't your mouth moving?
A glimpse of the ancients' personal data.
Oh, so what? You know all their birthdays now?
Much more than that.
Okay, there we go.
Sonic, it was their
Lockjaw is a
very
bitch, isn't it? Even in cyberspace.
hopes, their dreams,
Oh, it can be.
everything that
Reminds me
made
of the
them
time where I had like braces where it's like they're the type of braces that have like these little like bars connecting the top and bottom. And I remember I had instances where if I like yawned in a certain way, those bars would lock and I'd have to like poke them just so I can actually close my mouth.
God damn.
It was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can imagine. Also, look at that. I actually just now realized I have officially reached past level 99 worth of experience points. It sure would be... You know what? Just throwing this out there, game. It actually would have been really neat if there was a way that I could, like, trade skill points for things like memory tokens and the power-ups and health-ups. Like, considering you're already pretty okay with me, purchasing them as a currency through fishing. Like, that could have been another way I could have used these skill points I don't need anymore.
Literally.
Yeah, no, it's just games like these definitely do need to be a little more careful with how they handle their like just supplemental items like that.
Hey, Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
Also, hey, good old Windmill Isle,
Hey!
Act 3 or 4, I think.
it's free.
It was one of the bonus ones that you need for medals, definitely. So, okay, so, I don't know if we actually, fully talked about it. I'll start with hype on this one, though. What are your thoughts on them reusing older level designs for these sections of the game?
Oh. Well, I'm not gonna say it's completely unfound because to be fair, Sega's kind of done that before. I think back to Sonic Colors and the Sonic Simulator would actually have little bits of level structure, not entirely, but certain of them would actually be based on some levels of Sonic 1. You'll have one that's based on Marble Zone, one based on Starlight Zone, so on and so forth. And I know in this game they do try to contextualize a reason behind it, where it's apparently these are snippets of Sonic's memory that are being personified into these levels that he's traversing through. I don't mind it so much because the levels themselves are perfectly designed well enough to they're perfectly designed well enough to where I don't mind their existence. Again, it's the Devil Damn controls that are the biggest reason why I can't say I fully love them. But other than that, I kind of love them more than most people do.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair.
How about you, James and Doug?
Doug, you go first.
I mean, I don't mind them coming back for this game in terms of the memory purpose, but I don't know. It's fine by me really with that idea, but other than that, it's just reuse. It's just reuse stuff that Sega's been doing for the longest time. That's all I really gotta say. And
Yeah,
they're not personally my favorite, only because of the controls.
Yeah, and that's pretty much my sentiment too. I just think it's mostly just wasted. It's just squandered potential.
I
At
guess
the very... And then, okay.
I feel another thing that would probably make me a little bit more lenient on these if they recycled more than just 3 level types. As far as aesthetics
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah, have more of... I mean, you have cyberspace. You literally can make anything. Have some of these where you're in the middle of freaking in the middle of space, on the Ark, or have some where you're in a cave. Were we ever in a cave in any of these Sonic levels?
Mr. Cave Zone.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
that.
okay, that's true.
I mean, being real though, they only did it this way because they were 100% just reusing the assets from Generations.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from nice. Aside from the city level, you can definitely make an argument that that's mostly unique stuff. But otherwise, like the Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary, like those were just ripped wholesale from Generations.
Yeah.
Just applied with some brand new lighting into them to make them feel a little more sterile than they were back in 2011.
Oh boy, up there.
So yeah, now comes another infamous part about Chaos Island, trying to reach up there.
Yeah.
Damn it! It's close.
Oh my god.
Wait, you just flipped through that rock.
I did. Let's try again.
Was that
Again,
the second
that's-
time that you
again,
technically clicked
that's
something?
my biggest. Yeah.
But this time it was was on accident, or maybe I don't know.
Well, in any case, we reached exactly where we need to be, so we lucked out there.
Yeah,
But
but I'm in agreement in the sense of like as we talked about earlier when we had to find tails, and I totally cheesed that part in a really awesome way with momentum. Again, sometimes you can see where the end point is, but you have no idea where the course starts, so to speak. Like, like there's with all of these like forced camera perspectives, which again, mind you, I think we talked about this. I would not be against Sonic Frontiers 2 just being this, like basically taking the Mario Odyssey approach, or the Bowser's Fury approach, where you have like Sonic level like bite-sized chunks amidst the open world exploration.
I'm half and half on that. Because especially considering like Chaos Island is definitely the biggest example of why I think that might not be the best idea. Because
if they can do it without the locked camera perspective,
yeah, the lock camera's perspective is easily the worst part about it, and I think like just forced 2D sections in general just need to go the way of the dodo.
Oh.
Like they have no purpose in a game like this.
Well, for me, it's a matter of like not even just like perspectives and whatnot. My problem is the fact that like out of all of them, I feel like that these are like way too linear in a sense of like you have to do it in this specific order in this specific way, whereas the other islands were at least a little bit more generous in like how you can be able to approach each one.
That is true. It does.
I guess that's
when you put it that way. It does. The problem is that you're right. It does kind of. It kind of takes out the whole point of it being open zone. There we go.
Nice.
I mean, that's fair. Just, I like, listen, let's not beat around the bush. Sonic is a very tricky game to develop for, especially if you try to apply current day modernism, just because the fuckers just run so fast. So it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to really pinpoint where the real issues lie, unless you're like, I don't know, a hacker or something.
A hack.
Alright, where the hell are your tails? Alright.
All the way over there.
A 2, a 3, 2, 1.
I mean, are you not aware that there's been for many years now? There's been a whole hacking contest community dedicated to this kind of stuff.
Oh, I know, and they come out with some amazing stuff. Even one for this very game, which I think we talked about in the last session. I don't remember.
We talked about like the fact that there's now an entire now you have an official level editor.
Yep.
Yeet.
Which I can only imagine how far that's going to go.
Alright, I think with that we're actually just nearing the end.
We are.
Oh boy. So
Which means it's time for everyone's favorite homage to Retro Sonic.
I want to strangle.
Yep, unfortunately. The bridge, trying to open the bridge was one thing. This right here is another. And it does suck because this also holds another of my favorite tracks in the game.
Ah, you old schmuck, you.
Hey, listen, it doesn't help. Sue me if literally one of the best composers that Sega's had actually collaborated for two of the most infamous aspects of the game.
Alright.
Okay, I can say that towards the shoot 'em up stuff because I mean that still all handles fine. It's just people get a little too antsy over just for being such a stark gameplay contrast.
But yep, get ready for
Spinball. My thing.
Spinball, but without the S.
Aww.
Sonic Paintball.
Don't touch it, Sonic.
Exactly, we're playing Sonic Pinball.
Man, I love that
most
stuff from
ancient,
Sonic Unleashed.
the most ancient pinball game known to man. So much so, I mean, that the board design is pretty simplistic. But you know what? It doesn't matter considering this ball weighs a metric fuck ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, the physics of this is And as you're seeing, the physics is a little wonky, where it doesn't quite behave as a pinball should. It reminds me a lot of there it is. It reminds me a lot of the pachinko level in Mario Sunshine, where there are actually like invisible tracks that you're hitting, not really functioning via physics.
I don't know if I would say it's as bad as that, but at the same time, it's like, if it's not one thing where this thing's, again, if it's one thing that the ball's, again, very slow to the point where it just feels like poor physics in general, they make you go, I mean, let's just put it like this. You're trying to get the score that you see on the top of the screen. That being said, though, that score is absurdly high.
Yeah, no, the only way you're going to get it is if you get a good multiplier, which will only happen if you get red rings, which are spawned randomly. There it is. What the hell? No, that's not right.
Now,
No,
and
I want it.
And it doesn't help either that, as far as I'm aware, this thing does not have a shake function, which, imagine that for a moment, considering the size of this thing.
Yeah.
You just shake the entire world. Come on.
Exactly, you just cause a tremor.
I don't want to imagine what this board would be like in tilt mode.
Man, it's making me tempted to play Lost World again.
Is it really?
I wouldn't be opposed to playing Lost World again someday. It's just now's not one of them days.
Well, plus we have like a whole bunch of other Sonic games we need to finish as it is.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, that and also we already covered Lost World for the channel. I mean, I don't think what we've done beforehand is in dire need of a redo.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Then again, I'm also playing one of the worst games.
Oh. So let me guess. Do you like this song, James, because it reminds you of the old Genesis kind of like sound font?
Oh fuck Genesis. He goes as far like that. This whole thing goes as far back as like the mid to late '80s with the likes of Phantasy Star and
Mega Drive?
No, excuse me, Fantasy Zone and Space Harrier.
Ah.
And it's just like the old arcade stuff.
Yeah. Now that I have a school
In
multiplier.
fact, I think it's the same composer too.
Really? Well, that's cool.
Yeah, no, they brought in a veteran to compose 2 more pieces for this epic soundtrack.
Okay, so if I can get that last one, then we're gonna finally be cooking with gas.
Yep, cooking with gas in a volcano, no less. Because I believe once we get that red star ring, we're gonna be at our max score multiplier.
Yeah, come on.
I think
And
so.
then this thing's gonna pretty much go down like a brick.
Please, hit the dang thing.
Hit the ring!
Please. Oh no.
I was gonna make it. I was gonna make another joke saying, man, the temptation of playing Sonic Boom.
But why boom?
Got it.
Oh, there
Just
it
to,
is.
just
There
to
we go.
fuck with people.
Oh wow, there you go. You're done. Now you gotta get to the portal.
Get up there. There we go. Done.
Quick and
I'm
painless.
also saying it
And
just
with
to
that-
fuck with people.
Would you do the Knuckles flying glitch though?
Oh, you know it, absolutely.
Yay! It's like my favorite thing, just break everything. And whoa!
You know, maybe someday I should consider playing Sonic Free Riders as it was intended.
And with the lava covering up the hole, Sonic was sealed in Pinball Hell for all eternity. No, for whatever reason, it actually
Pinball.
manages to like solidify and melt away the cloth, revealing Knight's hiding place.
Hey, how you doing?
Real talk, wouldn't that have been so sick and or scary if up until this point, if you ever fell in that pit, you would have a unique dying animation where you wouldn't just fall, Knight's hand would grab you and drag you under.
That would be interesting.
Oh my god.
That'd be scary, but also kind of sick. Well,
I've seen my
badass.
fair share of pinball machines. I know one when I see one. Were those really part of the original ruins?
Who would have thunk the ancients were the ones who invented pinball all along?
I guess the love of pinball predates civilization.
bye pachinko.
Sonic, that Titan down there, do you really plan on fighting that?
You clearly haven't been keeping up to date on this game's progress so far.
You ever?
Well, I've been stuck in a red orb for about 2/3 of it. What do you expect?
You know, are there pachinko machines with actual pinball flippers?
I'm sure someone's had to make it at some point.
Head to the
Anyway, we're literally at the home stretch now for this island. Shall we go ahead and end it in style?
May as well. So, get
I
ready
want to
for,
hear the goddamn song.
We're almost. Oh, hold on.
Hello, you.
Oh, we haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, devil.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a while. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge it. You get the idea.
Throw a
She
whole
did
bunch
dodge
of
those
wrenches
wrenches
right at
there.
her.
She took him like a champ.
Care to bet who'll be the winner this time?
Recalculating. Your odds of victory have improved from impossible to highly improbable.
Those are just
Yeah.
the kind of odds
Uh-huh.
to beat. So these were built by the ancients too, right? They're pretty powerful enemies. Did they manage to defeat the ancients' enemies?
I can only hope their next victim is you.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cool. Good talk, man.
I'm glad we had this talk. Anyway,
Let's go.
Can you
Oh,
land on
if
top of
only
him?
we're that simple.
If I could
You
only
can't do
land
it,
right
boy.
on it. I'm not. You know, this cutscene would have played either way. The roller rink Beyblade champion.
Now don't
Out of all the
ask.
Titans, out of the other Titan themes like this one's probably one of my most favorites. Just before fighting them.
This one's okay.
Alright, so what's up?
Anyway, don't mind as Sonic literally touches hot and molten
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, I was
found
about to
the
say,
edge
I
of the
don't
map.
think this. Whoa, what?
What
the?
did
Really?
you die from?
I walked too far into the lava.
Really?
Oh.
I found
Well,
the
but yeah,
lava.
like-
They gotta put a war. They gotta put up like a rail around that or something.
But yeah, that's something like James is saying. Like, I don't think they gave the lava enough time to like fully cool off. So I just imagine Sonic's getting a serious case of hot feet fighting this thing.
Sounds about
I
right.
mean, it's amazing. It's a blessing that Sonic isn't melting at this point.
Whoa! I mean, since the first game with Hidden Palace, we've dealt with our fair share of lavas.
Yep.
Was it? Well, no. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Marble Hill.
Marble Zone,
No,
yeah.
you
Marble
mean
Zone.
Lava
Remember they had the lava block.
Right,
the one,
right,
the,
right.
The dreaded auto scroller by riding on a block.
I mean, at least that was a more practical means of doing it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
And now we finally get to see them sing something even much better. They made better use out of their talents. That song Infinite's theme.
Good.
Whoa!
So Knight has a shield and a sword. Though that being said, you only really want to worry about the shield.
All right, so we gotta
Yeah.
make sure to
When
track
the
it
knight
and.
through his mighty shield.
Well, now
Supersonic said,
we're gonna
yeah,
ride the
right
shield by
there.
using that little short-lived mechanic we saw earlier in this world. And here comes my opinion, the most annoying part, which is trying to get closest thing with the missiles everywhere.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do whatever you can to aim right at them because
Nice.
no matter what, those missiles are gonna hit it.
Yeah, you just gotta do your best to try to staunch them.
But watch out, he's going in for a counter.
Nope, ain't happening just yet. You gotta go into your freaking dire phase mode before you can beat me.
Now comes the most obnoxious part of the fight.
There's the protrusions.
Oh my lord!
Which, for the life of me, like, they look cool, but I'm still wondering what the practicality is behind them, because I don't think they can hurt Supersonic.
The only thing I can think of is the idea is that they.
They're literally they're removing their inhibitor rings.
Yeah, I treated like
much.
close.
Oh, you were close.
That would have been cool if you did that.
And got it.
There you go. Yeah,
that
one can be tricky. That one can be tricky to time.
Yeah, I treated like a nuclear. Well, I treated like a nuclear rod, like having to cool itself off before it can release some more energy.
Oh my god.
Still. Yeah.
You ever get the feeling that you're a little overpowered for this fight?
Yeah, I'm on New Game Plus.
You have more rings than a hedgehog can really stuff into their shoes.
Aim it.
Man, quit spinning around like a disc, like a freaking disc, and just get pummeled, you jerk.
Nice.
Done.
However, don't rest on your laurels just yet, because he launches one more counteroffensive. And if
fool.
you don't know, and if you're not careful, this will be the literal end of the fight for you.
Oh.
Look,
Whoa.
keep this in mind when you're doing another story.
No!
I damn near threw the controller when it happened.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Alright.
Anyway, you're done.
Whoa!
That was, not gonna lie, that song was almost a perfect rule.
I was close. Meanwhile, you fool knight. You don't realize that Sonic has... This isn't even the second time Sonic's wielded a sword before.
Yep.
You mean first?
And
Is it second? I thought it was his third time.
what was the second time?
Oh, when he was fencing in the Olympics.
Yeah, when you put it that way, that makes sense. Anyway, Hassan shot!
Split it right open.
Jerk move.
Nice work, Dick Bag.
Man, if that didn't exude shonen protagonist energy right there, I don't know what does.
Yeah, no, Find Your Flame is an incredible song. What the... Oh? What is his plan?
Well, no time to think about it now.
Sonic's gonna finally figure out trying to get some answers.
Don't worry, Tails will catch up.
Okay. So, with that said, we have a couple of big cutscenes we'll wrap up here, because before we move on to what will be the actual final, welcome to Glorified Cutscene Isle. Because suddenly, on this part of the map, massive towers have speared the heavens.
Yep. Rhea Tower, Rhea Island and its many tall, twisted towers.
Welcome to
Man, I love
Tilted...
Gurren Lagann.
Actually, no. So I was about to say they're tilted towers, but no, they're actually quite straight.
Welcome to Straight Towers.
It was
know that
not
doesn't
at all
exist.
as easy to market this. But
Very
they seem
not,
to be
no.
preparing for something. If only we knew someone who could interact with cyberspace to read what they say.
I wonder who.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Also, yeah, don't mind it. Sonic got pelted. He got he got pelted again by the lasers.
Right, just assume it's the...
Just take it. Take the game's word for it.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna say there was a surprise, Titan.
That comes
Sonic?
later.
There is.
Hang tight, partner.
Tee hee hee hee
We're
hee.
almost through this.
Hee.
Careful.
Also, I'm surprised that Amy and Knuckles don't meet up with
Where's the
Pete
fun in that?
here as well.
Yeah.
LOL.
Help me.
So, is there a particular order I need to do these in, or can I do them in any order?
Nah,
It's
you
like-
can do them in any order you want.
Okay. Well, let's start with the
Or
first
I mean,
one.
okay, great. I don't know if it's any order. If you just gotta, I mean, just look at your map. Like whatever's closest by, you can easily reach.
Okay, I can't go too crazy with power. I gotta follow these a little bit. I'm not locked in.
Mine your spin dash.
You can go crazy in the other story, I can tell you that.
That's true. I love doing that.
So I'll be fair to this. Like, it is kind of jarring to just suddenly have this whole like island that's just purely here for 6 pretty straightforward obstacle courses, and then you just move on to the next island, no harm, no foul. But I'll say for what it's worth, I don't think it's I mean, I'd say the towers give you just enough of a... Like, honestly, this is honestly the perfect place for the... Like, this is like the one time where I think these whole, like,
Scripted sequences.
scripted
here.
sequences don't, they don't feel out of place. Like, I'd say around here is where it's fine.
I mean, it's neat because I do like it because the way they're designed does still feel like you have to think on your feet and at the very least.
Like, unlike everything else that you've seen in all the other overworlds, these at least feel tied to this specific structure.
Right. And... Oh, no, you don't.
Whoops.
Aw.
And there is another example of why they should not have had the square button be, or you should not be allowed to fucking punch in midair when there's nothing to punch.
Well, that and also, like, they could have found something that could, like, put, like, a balloon or something there that would have respawned as opposed to an enemy which can be killed.
Like, no shit, I think I've already brought this up before, but it bears repeating. Like, there was really no point to including your whole 3-hit combo midair thing when it completely gimps your momentum.
Right. That would be for combat. But
Exactly.
not for anything else. But
It's like, You know what? It's a weird comparison, but you know what it is? It's like when you're playing Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic 06, where you see a whole trail of rings in midair. You try to jump up there, you press the square button or whatever alternative to do the lightspeed dash, you bounce bracelet instead, because you missed the rings by a small margin. It's kind of like that.
I was saying, don't remind me about frickin' Unleashed with having air dash and homing attack be mapped to the same button.
Yeah, that was still stupid. So now we finally come... Now it's time to finally see where the Chaos Emeralds truly came from.
And apparently learn more about the ancient race that once lived here.
Mm-hmm. Because believe it or not, they're not even from here.
Oh, no kidding.
Actually, okay, maybe it was a little too soon to say that, because that's not actually evident until the next tower. But, I mean, we're just going to see that most of you all who are watching this already played or at least watched the cutscenes for Frontiers.
Curses!
If only I could fly!
Spin dash, spin dash, spin dash, spin dash, spin, spin dash, spin! Why aren't you spin dashing in?
I'll also still say, like, if ever there's a proper sequel to Frontiers, be a little more be a little less restrictive about climbing up ridges like that. Like, pretty much, again, treat it like it was Breath of the Wild.
Right. But I always appreciate the fact that I can, recover if I'm, like, quick on my feet enough.
Right. I guess you know what else would help? Maybe not, like, if you're gonna have a slope that's, like, either steep or too icy enough for Sonic to properly climb up. Maybe not make the descent like very hard and rough, for lack of a better word. Like have it be like a gradual loss of speed.
That would be nice. There we go. Nope.
Just it's like I don't know. In general, maybe it's just a result of them working with a very faulty gameplay structure that was introduced via Sonic Forces, but it's like a lot of it just like there's definitely points where it feels like the whole natural movement and momentum or whatever have you of Sonic just doesn't feel as natural as it should be.
A little. Also, I do appreciate the Ancients' fucking technology to even rebuild the Eggman springs just to dick with you.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say that's not another byproduct of our memories?
Yeah, fair. I remember the annoying ones. Don't tell me I'm gonna finally revisit that traumatic experience when Manic and Sonia left.
Who are they?
They cut me out of the band, James.
Man. Just because I didn't agree to their smoking practices.
Now, seriously, who are you two talking about?
Well,
Jesus.
And just like that, wherever these things came from just got obliterated.
Like, immediately.
In a single slash.
Wow.
Kind of makes you grateful that, it wasn't that... It wasn't... What am I trying to say here? Kind of makes you grateful that, similar fate didn't happen to our planet.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been an easy enough victory for whatever it is that literally took the Ancients as home.
And so they fled.
But then the Ancients, I don't know, I guess, on the new home, it's like, it took its sweet time, decided to just kill them off one by one.
Oh boy.
I don't know. But yeah, no, the corruption's definitely not, yeah, what she said.
You got this, son.
Grin and bear it, as they say.
Yeah. I can't hear you. Not hearing you.
Don't worry. Actually, that's right. Since we're on the 4th island, like Sonic's whole standing animation is even more dire than it was in Chaos Island.
Oh, yeah, I should show that off as soon as I do something fun.
Whee! Splat.
I am winded.
The wind's been knocked out of my sails, Tails.
This is the best I can spin dash now.
Oh my god.
My bones ain't what they used to be, Tails.
Ain't what they used to be.
But look, we have momentum now. Ain't that cool? My Italian plumber friend Mario taught me this move.
Why am I like this?
Honestly,
Yeah,
in
it's
retrospect,
kinda-
Mario still pulled it off better.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. What's this? Frog Force. Hey, from Sonic Heroes.
Man, you want that kind of tone? Ever wanted that kind of tonal whiplash in a level like this?
Wow. Perhaps. Perhaps not. I think this is my least favorite one coming up here. Of these tower-like climbing scenarios. Whoa, no you don't.
Honestly,
What the fuck?
I don't know either. Sometimes you have to hit the wall just right, otherwise it just don't... It don't work. It don't do what it's supposed to do.
yeah. Also,
Okay.
honestly, I'll be completely fair. Like, I never like these aren't too hard to go through. But I'd be lying if I said I committed like every specific tower's obstacles to memory.
That's all good. I just remember this one because I remember in my first run, I just remember coming back to that pull string a lot. That's how that's my only that's my only memory of this section, to be honest.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, it's kind of great. It's kind of a blessing that they actually have those in the first place.
Yep. Also, unfortunately, there Hype had to get going to his meeting thing, I believe.
Mm-hmm. His usual Tuesday art meeting.
So we will
On a
wrap
Tuesday.
this. So we will wrap this up, and oh my lord!
And then next session is when we start doing all the grinding.
Well, so what I'm gonna, so I will say this. What I plan on doing is, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to go back. I'm gonna try and figure out. I'm gonna try to figure out. Let's get that shortcut. I'm gonna try and figure out how many memory tokens are needed to see all of the different interactions, and I will. I'll buy them if I can. Oh no, no.
Ow! It's a blessing in disguise that, damage isn't actually taken until you land on the floor.
Yep, so keep that in mind for another story.
Yeah, especially for another story.
And up to... Okay.
I hope you remembered one specific thing I helped you on with one certain thing.
Oh, I remember. Also, will say,
That was good.
this climbing music is not too bad. I do like the climbing music.
Yep, it's
I
good.
like it.
Oh.
Oh,
That's not right!
you couldn't have slowed down a little bit for that part.
I'm Sonic.
Man.
Slow. I heard of that.
My name is Sonic.
Ugh.
My best
Fucking
friend Sonic.
Sonic.
My best friend Sonic. Turns out this whole song was about Chris Thorndike all along. We never knew.
Oh,
Oh god.
that's
What was
what
your-
it was. I thought it was just a byproduct of the mid 2000s cringe.
What would your thoughts be if you learned that Chris Thorndike was the? Okay, no, I can't. Chris Thorndike. They needed an analog for the young viewers at home. It was okay.
Yeah, it was just them fulfilling a status quo for
It was fine when
anime
it was
adaptations
not-
at the time.
It was fine when it was non-intrusive.
And marginally better if you're just watching the Japanese dub.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next message? So
They were
flew.
trying to find a home. And then they found it. A blue planet, third from the third of the solar system.
Is Mobius the same as Earth, or are we on Earth, or where are we again? What
It's-
did Tails Tube say?
It's Earth. It's
Okay.
always been Earth. Mobius is just English propaganda.
Mmm.
Okay, maybe that's a bit strong a word. That's purely a thing that was only in like the earlier English material for Sonic.
Alright.
And aside from Archie, kind of just, well, back when I was still a thing. Otherwise, it's never been acknowledged ever again.
And
Also
looky-
interesting is that while the Chaos Emeralds came from space, supposedly our very own Master Emerald came from here.
And that's what drew the aliens here to build a grand civilization. Before that died. And then the Echidnas found it, built a civilization around it. And then it died.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting the kinds of things that the Chaos Emeralds have seen during their lifetime.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes you wonder, like,
Power is true, bitch.
how makes you wonder how spread out like the Chaos Emeralds, have gone beyond just being huddled up together in one spot for so long. Okay, that's a big lie considering they tend to split. They always split every time you use them to their fullest extent.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
I meant to do that.
Crisis!
Sir.
Try that again.
Master Chief, you mind explaining what I just saw?
Sir. Gouda cheeses.
Sir,
No thanks.
sorry.
No thanks. I prefer mozzarella. Okay, so you can stop that now. There's nothing left to kick.
Okay.
Jeez.
I don't know why I want that to be a line of dialogue in a Sonic game. When Sonic, there's nothing left to kick.
Listen, Sonic. I know you're trying your damnedest to remove this cyber corruptionist disease from your system, but I don't think exerting it that way is what is going to be enough.
Now this is interesting because this is the first time we've encountered this enemy, and if you didn't know how to fight that thing, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, though thankfully it's pretty pathetic once you figure it out.
Yeah.
It is kind of foreboding though. Whenever you do get trapped in it, like you can barely hear anything. You're literally just trapped in its juices.
With a weird beat that I swear does not, which I swear sounds like it wouldn't be out of place in Rayman 3. Like I swear to you.
I suppose.
Okay, lower that down. Do I have to kill every little?
Yeah,
Yes.
there was one straggler.
Is that it? Is that
Maybe
enough of them?
maybe there was another.
It better not be. I'm making the jump otherwise. I can't make the jump.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was another straggler somewhere.
Okay, let's see. Aha!
There he is. God, he's so tiny.
Attack. Okay. There it is. Okay, let's go. Carl!
Sorry, Carl. You were literally one day away from retirement.
So I forget if we described. Oh no.
Well, here it makes sense. We kind of need this thing in order to reach this platform.
Got it. Like, and I forget it was already crap. I don't want to do this. I want to
A
double.
little
jump.
overkill, don't you think?
I just want to double jump, Sonic.
What the fuck you doing?
He's already dead, Sonic. Oh no, you don't. You almost targeted the wrong thing.
already dead.
I feel like, you know how they try to make two separate types of gameplay styles for open zone travel and then cyberspace travel.
Yes.
I feel like it should have instead applied that towards fighting important bosses and typical travel in general.
Yeah, fine. We get to show off this. We get to show off the cutscene. We get to show off the shortcut.
Thank God.
Another one.
Okay.
Now, where were we?
Saying screw this boss's mechanic.
Yeah, it kind of is an iffy mechanic.
What the frick? Let's try that again, son.
I'm suddenly getting Billy Hatcher flashbacks to when
Oh, I see, because it was a little bit lower. Fair
it was it was hanging up a little bit.
Okay. Oh, no. No. How am I going to get over there now?
And I'm pretty sure that one will respawn.
It better. Oh, it better.
Who gets stuck with all the bad luck?
Christ.
No one but Lucky Jack.
And that's my catchphrase. Anyway. Watch. That corkscrew wasn't necessary. Oh, no.
Get out of here.
What if I kicked him and I went falling back down from the rebound?
I would
Open the
have
door.
laughed.
Engage the overdrive of lore.
Was that the tower that you were most dreading coming back to?
I mean, it's definitely one I don't care for. And oh, hey, look at that! Someone just shared that Sonic Prime Season 3 is finally going to air on January 11th, the final season.
Oh, fine.
Oh yeah.
I forget. I don't know if we talked about. Hang on, we'll let this cutscene of Sonic Prime Zero play out. Look at all the little chaosmen and the old
Yep.
chaosmen.
They'll all grow up for bigger, better things.
And with their power,
And hopefully one of them won't have children of their own that'll be horribly mutated to become a god of destruction.
that is pretty nifty. Uh-oh.
What is it this time?
Ah, shit.
God. What is that? Does that thing have a hate boner for these ancient beings?
You could have maybe not left a paper trail.
Or breadcrumbs?
Or breadcrumbs. Sonic, it's not time to become Darkspine yet.
I have come to understand you. Both of us will do anything to protect those who are precious.
I mean, it's funny you bring that up, because,
Is that
I'd
a
argue
mod?
that another story does bring in something that's even more ridiculous.
Fair.
Yeah,
But
I know what
honestly
you're
in a good.
talking
But honestly, ridiculous in a good way.
We will win this war. How you doing now, Sonic?
Ugh.
Fair.
I need a chili dog.
I know, man. That leads me nowhere. I choose to go this way.
Who's to say that wasn't good? Just going to lead you over that way.
Yeah, you do have a point.
Trust the bumpers.
I know. I don't want to trust the bumpers. The bumpers stand for. The bumpers are opposed to everything I stand for, which is like freedom of movement, which I will still defend. That despite whatever jank has happened in this game, the open zone like movement and like being able to like run around and stuff has been some of my favorite parts of this gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh, same.
I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things where, like, moving forward, I hope they just, feel the need to actually add in some proper ramps to make more usage out of, your speed, so that it's not just something that has to be solely relied on the zippers or springs.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I can't really think of anything I would do to change this momentum. I think they got a pretty good idea of like Sonic mobility here.
It's solid enough.
I feel like there's something that they could probably do, but it's not coming to me right now.
Well, let's see. We got boosts. We have light speed dashes. You have you have your wall running. You have your shadow gunning. You got your stomp. You got your slide, even though the slide's rarely ever used in this game. I'm trying to think like what other like Sonic mobility things don't we have?
Well,
oh, would you like that? Would you like that chain homing attack thing from Lost World?
I mean, we technically got it back.
We did.
Wait till another story.
Okay.
One of the three characters does have something that's the equivalent of that.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
I'd say it was handled at least. I'll at least give him credit. It was handled better here than it was in Lost World. Here
Uh-oh.
we go again.
Huh? Hang on. Go through there. Oh, just go.
Just stomp the ground.
Just hit the tree.
Just
You couldn't even hit the tree.
You were literally like 13 feet away from the tree.
I know. Everyone now knows Sonic's greatest weakness: can't hit a tree. Can't hit a
But
tree to save his life.
Well, he can't speak. He can't hit the trees because he speaks for them.
I would have preferred a Sonic movie talking about the trees than the Illumination Lorax movie. I could trust
No,
Sonic a
that'd be
bit
funny.
more than Danny DeVito to understand what's good for nature.
You took down this tree?
I mean, if you were to trust Danny DeVito with anything that's educational, what would you asked him to do?
Tell me to use my sword. Very passionately. I believe
Or
him.
take better care of your garbage?
Or take care of the garbage. You may eat it otherwise.
I'm a trash man.
I'm the trash. Yeah. I'm curious how Sonic Primal. I'm curious how Sonic Prime Season 3 will turn out. I heard Season 2 is a bit underwhelming with some of its decisions.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard
Some
too.
of it, yeah.
It's like, I mean, I mean, who knows? Hopefully this last season will help make it all worthwhile. But I just haven't gotten around to actually watching those other seasons. Honestly, I was just waiting on you guys.
Fair El Giganto.
I'm watching it with my other friend.
I do need to watch it. I know we finished season 1, but I do need to. Part of me almost wants to wait till till close, like after New Year's, or something to watch season 2.
Yeah, let's wait till everything's all there, so we can just binge watch it.
Oh, it ain't gonna come to it.
Yep, it's coming.
Oh, and if it wasn't already something in real quick, if it wasn't already something revealed in season 2, they have already mentioned, they have already shown in a preview like image of it, Doug, that Nines, I think is his name.
Mm-hmm.
9.
They have already. Gee, that was locked into this. They have confirmed that. Thank you. They have confirmed that it looks like he's managed to somehow make robotic counterparts to everybody, including Thorn's big bird.
I've already known that for a bit.
Oh, okay. I think I already mentioned it. I do like this music of climbing the towers and how like desperate it sounds.
Yep, because the stakes couldn't get any higher right now.
Who would have thunk it? Another apocalyptic scenario, but this time dealing with probably one of our, I guess you could say probably one of our most like direct threats. I remember not liking this one either. Probably one of our most direct threats yet, in that we are literally dealing with a cosmic entity of like destruction.
We're literally, spoiler warnings. We're literally fighting Galactus.
My God.
In a way, yeah.
Jesus. Whoa!
You just
no!
hold the
Sonic?
No! Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I remember. You know what? I remember this whole sequence being very awkward.
Because it definitely, like, I want to run fast because I like wall running, but it's little tight corners. Alright, let's give this another go.
Let's try that again.
Cheese. Camera. Work with me. Thank you.
Sorry, Logan. No amount of cheese and crackers is going to make this whole experience any more easy.
Gosh dang it, camera, work with me. You're working with me. Oh my lord.
Sonic? You gotta stop. Oh my god.
Up.
You know, that right there is probably... You know, that is probably something now that I think about it, probably could be better addressed in the sequel. Maybe do a little better with the game's overall climbing controls. Because, I mean, stuff like that, you could definitely make an argument that the stuff like that is where automation would be better suited, because that just seems very finicky to deal with like on your own.
Oh,
the wall climbing is just very finicky depending on where the camera's positioned.
On Kronos Island, it is probably one of my least favorite of the extra Coco you can find with your momentum powers is tied to doing very tight climbing and wall running.
Knuckles, you are not.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, we'll get to my thoughts on how another story is handled in that regard a little bit later.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Because boy howdy do we have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Yep. You gotta be... Oh, no.
Not again. Why do you keep doing that?
Because I want to dash, and then I want a homing attack, because I remember, oh, that's right, I can homing attack. But I guess between dashing towards something and pressing the square button, it immediately automatically triggers that. Oh, come on!
You gotta be more careful about that, dude.
I was above the ground when I did that move. It pushes me back. Okay. Forward. Homing attack. We're good.
I'm sorry. It has to be done. You need to make a counter for how many times that screwed you over.
I don't want to do that.
Hey, I made a whole counter for all the times that Boo kept on licking me, or the bomb kept on blowing me up during our recent Mario Kart thing.
Okay.
Everyone's got to suffer for their art every once in a while.
This is not art. I am a sham. Push the button, click the thing. I do this for a hobby.
Turn on Alexa and let's get on with this plot.
What do we see?
I see the end.
We can seal it.
But with what?
Oh, the Ultimate Titan. The Ultimate Titan's gonna try and seal it within itself?
It's the only way.
Yeah, basically, I'm so sorry, Breath of the Wild. We really kind of copied some of your homework. You know, these being the the divine beasts, and
Yeah.
everyone's spirits got locked up inside of them.
It's kind of no secret that how often Sonic has to, take his cues from other much more successful players. And then he falls.
In hindsight, I don't know why Knight is up there. His design doesn't quite look like it's meant for flying.
Well, who's to say that aren't any just thrusters on his legs?
Oh, and that's where we saw that flashback.
And then they go and take out what's left of its husk.
Fun fact, it didn't quite work.
Yeah, it was kind of a pretty unsavory ending. Speaking of which, yeah, there was only so much Sonic could take. Man, this this kind of gives me bad ending of World of Light flashes, just with how dire this all looks.
But looky, same as in 06, somehow they have managed to link up and become friends. Oh, hey, even you two.
Hey, fellas. Kind of a nice one here, isn't it?
Alright. I can barely see Knuckles.
Sonic.exe is no longer responding.
Well,
Would you like to close the program to restart?
just like that, Rhea Island is complete. Now it's time to
Also, yes, ladies and gentlemen, for those watching, I know what I said. I don't care.
It's okay. It's not like you're a kid in a movie theater thinking that's Shadow.
What happened?
Oh, Jesus.
Was that Sonic.e?
So much cyber energy, it corrupted him.
The
Kids are dumb.
internet is too much for anything, let alone a hedgehog.
So that's why he's stuck like this.
My only regret is you denied me the pleasure of finishing you off, rodent.
We must get you back into cyberspace immediately.
I just got out. That was the whole point.
I ran millions of simulations. The only way I can keep you alive is if you're not here when it gets out.
When what gets out? I mean, that's what I just said.
Through all the files that Eggman read up on, you think he probably would have been made aware of this.
Turns out that voice that had been speaking to us from the heavens.
It was evil.
Evil!
Like, sure, we didn't really have much of a choice. We didn't really know what to expect from this thing going into this adventure, and our friends were stuck, so kind of put down us. Just a shame it had to end this way.
It is a decent idea. This thing was also stored within cyberspace, so of course we would want Sonic to try and get everybody out. It would get everybody out of cyberspace.
My simulations show a success rate of 0%.
We're boned.
No. Sonic
I thought Tails was about to slap Sonic like, get up!
Those visions he saw.
He does have that look in his eye.
And bring him back. Anything for Sonic.
Whatever it takes.
Alright, fellas, hold hands.
So from this point forward, you're gonna have to just work with me here, because I don't know how Ian expects other people to work with him on this particular point, but
You still have love to share with this
just
world.
trust me that I guess from this point forward we're literally dealing with a timeline split.
Yeah, something like that. It's definitely, especially now that we have another story.
Who brought that
But at
orchestra
least-
in here?
But yeah, for at least this instance, now we have. I mean, Sonic's pretty much all better now.
My three friends have willingly sealed themselves back in cyberspace until we can fix this mess.
I mean, they're probably safer in there than they are out here.
Yeah.
Man!
I never simulated a scenario where Sonic helped, since you never authorized it.
I still don't want to.
Please.
Eggman, you know how these plots work. There's really no other option.
How many times have you two fixed Save the World before?
So
Come
many
on,
fucking
like
times.
old times. Come on, like the old times, Eggman.
Hereby induct you into the Eggman Empire in order to save us all. Understand? This is not an alliance.
I can't wait to play Super Mario RPG.
Ego man.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Sage, you will help me find the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic won't be fast enough. Hey, wow.
Hurtful. Right here.
Rude?
I don't
Hey.
regret what I said.
You're a good AI thing.
You're a good girl after all, Sage.
Da-da-da.
Just wish Eggman wasn't so stubborn to not let you, search your feelings fully.
And with that, the Interested in Their Story has appeared on Ouranos Island. We are not going to be touching that until, after I beat this game properly.
Yeah,
first
no,
time.
this is
Yeah.
definitely something they expect you to do after you're done with the game.
So, and that would be actually right over there.
Look at that. It's a literal giant dimensional ring.
Hey, I
I
remember
love the movie,
that.
right?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
reality, it does look like that. But, yeah. With that said, welcome to Ouranos Island, our final standoff point to get 7 more Chaos Emeralds and, destroy the, whatever unlimited powerful evil force we have just, wrought on this planet.
Yep. And, I mean, from at this point, there's not much in the way of, plot beats. We're just worrying about getting all the Chaos Emeralds at this point. No real frills or anything like that. You're still going to have to go through a couple more cyberspace levels in order to even reach them in the first place, but, I mean, that just comes with the territory.
Or you do like I did in my first playthrough, and I just kind of screwed over this entire level's, trajectory by just fishing and just buying every key I needed. But this time around, I'm going to do
I'm not
some of
gonna
the
lie,
cyberspace
I almost did the
levels.
exact same thing.
But now I deserve, this island deserves a fair shake like every other one. We deserved it. See, there's one already right there.
I mean, technically, Logan, it did. This is technically, just a whole third of Kronos Island from earlier.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep.
Like, if you pay close attention to all the map designs in this game, this one it pretty much links itself straight to both Rhea and Kronos Island. Which is also why they share the exact same, aesthetic.
Fair enough. And we can also find Sage's heart-shaped memory tokens to talk to Sage.
From what I could be wrong, but I don't think you need to worry about talking to Sage in this island. Like, you still gotta obviously find all the Chaos Emeralds and whatnot, but I think all the mandatory friend conversations are pretty much done for.
Yeah, they're just there for story purposes, other than you doing what you need to do.
Are there even any mini games in this one?
Nope.
Huh,
No.
So just find the Chaos Emeralds. All right.
Yep,
So,
that's it.
This is it's still a fairly big level, but it's also a little more straightforward than all the other ones we've dealt with.
all right. Well, in that case, stay tuned for next time, which it's not going to be the finale. I don't know. It depends on how fast I can actually do things here, but.
Depends,
I think
yeah.
we're at least gonna. I think next session we should just dedicate that to more or less getting all the stuff we missed through all the other
that's
islands.
right. So let me actually go back, and we're going to go back to Kronos Island, which is interesting that
Kronos,
they actually put these two next to each other.
Yep.
So,
Well, I mean, technically speaking, they always highlight the one you're already in first and foremost.
that's fair.
They're doing it by order.
So as you see, I definitely have a lot more memory tokens I could be I have a lot more interactions I could be finding. I have all the Sage ones, but I have plenty of other cutscenes I can find, and plenty of other and a couple more cyberspace levels to find. So
Yep, we got our work cut out for us next session, but that all said, we'll see you all next time for the Downtime episode.
Yahoo!
Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.
Man, I'm putting the Rayman mod on.